Hello, hi Iirfann. I have accepted your request. Yeah, now
Finally,
finally, finally. Hi Iirfann,
okay,
welcome.
fantastic. Thank you. I have no idea what was happening. I was like, what is happening? It doesn't happen very often.
Yeah, I
Uh,
know.
yeah,
This is the Murphy's law which comes into play.
yeah,
So
yeah.
welcome
So I was
Iirfann.
like, I don't,
Welcome to this amazing Saturday mastermind or Insta Live. And
thank
I
you.
think I was just telling my audience that 2024 is a special year for each one of us. And do you know the reason why?
Yeah, you just mentioned about
Yeah, we
the
got one
farewell
day
yesterday.
extra. One day extra. And why? And that one day has already gone in the form of 29th of Feb. So I don't know how many people did something extra on that particular day.
Hmm.
However, it gave me many new ideas, and I started that day with a different route for my morning walk. So that was the beginning of my day. So what did you do extra on that one day?
So, see, I think I look at it slightly differently,
Uh-huh.
right? Every single day has to count, and every single day is has to be in pursuit of what you really really want to achieve or accomplish overall in the grand scheme of things. Now, of course, getting an extra day, if you look at it from your perspective, is great.
Yeah.
But I did the exact same thing that I would have done at any other day,
Uh-huh.
because I know where I'm heading at the moment. By the way, I was lost, I was confused, way back. I mean, if you would have asked me the same question, I may have given you a different answer. But today, I mean, I'm proud and I'm really, happy that I'm able to do things that I really, really wanted to do. And I realized at some point that I want to do this work of coaching, impacting lives, guiding, and especially building people up, right? And maybe I can
Mhm.
elaborate that later on. So I pretty much the same thing. I went out, did my sessions, worked with people, spent a little bit time with my family, as always, every single day, which is a privilege now. And I'm sure you know my story. It used
Yeah,
to be
yeah.
really tough to stay away from the
Your
family for a
your
prolonged
story is
period of time.
amazing.
Yeah, can you hear me?
So yeah, yeah, I can hear you, Irfan. I can hear you. Yes.
Are you able to hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Irfan.
Yeah. Yeah. So I said I did the exact same thing, and I took that as a
Yes.
bonus to do more of what I do.
Yeah. So that is really great. You took it as a bonus to do more of what you do. And some of us, like in my case, as I mentioned, I thought I'll do something different. Though I was partially successful in doing that because I knew what I want to do different. But and I started the day by that way. However, there are certain things which I was still not clear about in my mind. And that brings me to the topic of the day, clarity of purpose. And I realized that even though having gone through life, ups and downs, uh, so for so many years, yeah, with experience and with knowledge, with work, with interacting with people, you keep on learning every day, and you are, getting new ideas and getting new insights. But still, at the end of the day, we still find there's so much more to learn, and we want to upgrade ourselves in terms of our professional knowledge, professional experience, your hobbies, your expertise, anything. But still, there's something. Some people find very difficult to point out as to what is that. So so how would you term that what you call confusion in the mind of people as, and how do we get out of that confusion?
Okay. So, like you said, clarity of purpose, right? So I think
Yeah.
you're saying that how does one find clarity and the purpose? So let's first, this is my view, by the way. I'll tell
Mhm.
you a little bit about myself, and of course, there are a lot of people listening that they may be listening to me for the first time.
Yes.
So my background has been of travel for about 12, 13 years. Before that, I did work in hotels, did small odd jobs as well. I come from a very basic and a very low middle class kind of a background in Mumbai in
Yeah.
India, because I had lost my father at an early age. We had struggled with money, we had struggled with a lot of things, and I pursued things to bring food on the table, to bring stability in family's life, and that's how I kept growing. And now it's really interesting that someone would say, Irfan, you talk about clarity, right? And I had no clue about where my life is heading because of the challenges. And when you don't have balance, or when you don't have certain basics covered, you're struggling with firefighting. You're struggling with
Yeah.
the basic human needs, the basic food, roti kapda makan, like we say in India. So that was my struggle for a very long period of time. Started very early. I think, I'm sure a lot of people start very early at 12, 13 years of age,
Mm.
going out, doing work and stuff. But
Yes.
luckily,
Yes. Yeah.
I had a phenomenal human being, which is my mother, my superhero, a pillar of strength always. She always supported, do what you want to do along with your job. You don't have to work, and always supported it in spite of this environment that I was in. So lack of clarity was a major issue in my own life
Mm.
until a
Mm.
certain point. But then one day I started realizing that whatever I am doing, after a certain point in time, I'm full with that. Let me explain. So when you're doing a job, you're ready for the next level. You're ready for the next promotion, right? You
Yeah.
start having this feeling of, I don't know, it's like mundane routine. So
Mhm.
it doesn't happen once. I think it happens quite often in a lot of people's life. I don't know if they look at it that way. So I also reached a point in my life after rising through the ranks, doing small odd jobs, then working for hotels, then coming out at the reception, doing a white collar job, and then moving on to become an officer on cruise shipping industry, and served cruise shipping industry for about 12 years, traveled the world, did well, bought stability. But then at this time, at around 35, 30 age, the shift that I wanted to make
Mm.
was much bigger than I'd ever thought, because I realized, and I think a lot of people, maybe people who are listening who are of a certain age, after 25, 30, around 30 or 30, more than that, there is an emptiness that you feel, that, oh my God, am I doing routine things, mundane things? I want to do even bigger. And that's how I started pursuing
Mm.
what can be my next move that I can stick to for a very long period of time and be able to do great work, impact lives, and have more meaning with my life. Because
Mm.
I realized that, look, whatever job you do, whatever business you will make money, right? You will cover the basics anyhow, right? So it's not about the struggle of money and getting stuck with the basic things, right? Now it is about, is something that you really want to enjoy, have fulfillment, happiness, and be able to make a decent living out of it,
Yeah.
right? So if you look at the dictionary meaning of purpose, Colonel, it says, I think it says reason, right? Why you
Yes.
do something, or be, or why are you being, right? What
Yes.
is the reason? So from that context, and from that point onwards, as I said, I ventured out into the industry of coaching, speaking, training, and I've been in this industry, as you know, for about last 8 years. Worked with thousands of people, come across some amazing people like yourself, and many more, right? So I've studied a lot of these aspects, not only from my own perspective, but from the perspective of a lot of people.
Mm.
And what I came to realize, coming to a point of realizing your purpose, stems out of evolution. Are you there? Are you listening to me? So,
Yeah.
I think the purpose for me, when you talk in context of not just a reason to do things, you get up, you do go out to work because you want to make money. That's also a reason, a purpose,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
If you look at the meaning. So for me, purpose is like a two-parter, right? Two parts to it. One is the base level, where
Mm.
every single day, if you're doing something with intent of
Yeah.
something to achieve, some purpose, some reason to be served, that is also purposeful living. So a lot of the time, Kanalati, I come across people, oh my God, I don't know my purpose, and I don't know. It's fine, no problem. Like someone said in the chat, I realized my purpose at 54.
Yeah.
No problem, right? But the pursuit of it has to be there. The pursuit, when you realize, when you wake up, I think a lot of people, as I said, and at a certain age, like I myself, they wake up, oh my God, what's life all about? And have I done enough? Have I lived meaningful life? Now that's a great beginning, right? So the first, I would say, the base of the purpose, or the first part of the purpose that I'm trying to say is to, are you living intentionally, right?
Yeah.
You waking up and you're doing something for some reason, which could be for your own self, for your own family, or for something of a greater good. Are you living the way which is authentically you?
Mm.
Now this could be a big topic and a subject in itself, but are you pursuing towards your own happiness, your own things that you want to achieve, right? Like, say for example, a lot of the people don't even know their basic priorities. Like we talk about baselines in our coaching
Yes,
programs, right? Have
absolutely.
absolutely no clue,
Mm.
right? They're
Absolutely.
just going by, and they're facing challenges, facing issues. The day is done. It's like boring routine.
Mm.
Not everyone, I would say. Some people, a lot of people are happy. If you're unhappy, if you're discontent, then there is something that is off. They need to
Yeah.
start looking at the base purpose. At least start living an intentful life, knowing where you are heading. I'm not talking about resolution. I'm not talking about goals. I'm talking probably about at least some sense of vision. You know what?
Mm.
I am heading towards this direction. I'm doing this job for this, for something else. That's the base. Now, the second part, which is the context of a lot of people's conversation, everyone talks about the purpose. That's what I'm referring to, the life purpose. Oh my God, what is my life purpose? What is the greater thing that I can do,
Mm.
right? And how can I find out? I don't know my purpose. But if you follow the base purpose of living intentfully, living authentically, you're going to lead towards your life purpose. You're going to lead yourself towards life, because you will know what you're good at. You will know what are the things that you don't like or dislike, because if you're living authentically, then you're going to move away from the dislikes. You're going to move away from the people, right? I'm giving you a long form answer for the
Mm.
understanding of what purpose is, right?
Yeah.
And that's how you will ultimately find out what your purpose is, and what your unique combination of things that you have been given, that you can serve the world with, and pursue that thing.
So, Irfan, while you were talking about, knowing your reason why you're doing everything in your life on a daily basis, if we know the intent, as you said, then life will become more meaningful. We'll be able to enjoy it, and we'll be able to achieve what we have set out to achieve. However, one thing which I realized while you were talking about is that in our society or in our upbringing, we don't have any system wherein we are encouraged to identify our purpose, or encouraged to get that clarity. There's nobody there to give you that kind of thing. Like, for example, Jyoti mentioned she got her to know her purpose at the age of 54. Somebody mentioned they got to know their purpose at the age of 44. Or like you also mentioned that after working for so many years, you reach as a stage, and that is where you realize this is what my purpose. So, what can be done to help us find a purpose, find a vision, find a reason uh, in our formative years? Then if that happens, then life would be totally different. Like, yeah. Don't you agree?
Yeah. See, I'll tell you another addition to the purpose.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, see, it is not a perfect, it is not meant to be a perfect formula for someone
Yeah.
to end up at a certain destination or a certain, like, say, for example, each and every one of us may be traveling from Bombay to Delhi by same road, by
Mm.
same path, for example.
Yeah.
But even during that path, because it's the nature of the path is long, like it's a few hundred kilometers, right? You may have different experiences, you may have different challenges, the car breaking down, petrol, people coming in, you taking pit stops for, restrooms and food and stuff. It can't be exactly the same,
Absolutely.
right? So the third part to the purpose, I would say, is there is something that, I truly believe in the Almighty, and
Mhm.
whether you look at spiritual aspect or whether you look at the universal aspect or whether you believe in God, doesn't matter. But there is some force which is the divine purpose that has designed certain hurdles and challenges and issues and concerns in your life, so that you evolve to be the person who is going to lead that destination or that purpose to the best of your abilities. So there is a force, I think, which is also preparing you towards your purpose if you seek
Mm.
purpose. If you're
Yeah.
not seeking purpose, if you're just happy with where you're going, what life is leading you, so there is going to be part of that formula too, which is not defined by you and me, which is not defined
Yeah.
by a school curriculum, which is not defined by a college administrator sitting there, you have to do this test. No, that's going to come as and when it's required to come, for you to become that person who's going to lead clarity, who's going to lead discipline, for example, if you're talking about you. So that's the great game. So you have to, what I do, or what I help people, when I help people with clarity of purpose, they are meant to start with what they know, how much they
Mhm.
know, and what they have. That's it. That's the best they can do. And with the intent that you may not know exactly everything, right? Like in our outcomes plus, we are meant to know with great clarity. But when we talk about the
Yeah.
life purpose, you may not know what is unfolding. You may say, look, I want to be this person. But the divine is saying, no, 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 there is something better planned, or there is some deviation coming, which you may not know. You have to keep pursuing. And I promise you, if you have your heart at the right place, if you really want to do something big, you will end up doing something big. Now,
Mm.
something may be defined by you right now, that this is my definition of something big as my purpose, but that there is room for evolution. It can
Yeah.
evolve. It
Absolutely.
is not written in stone, by the way, right? It can evolve, because at the end of the day, there are these factors which will always affect. So I hope I answered your question,
Yeah.
because see, I'm just trying to articulate everything from what I've known in my own experience and the experience of people and conversations that I've been having
Mm. Mhm.
for the last 6-7 years now with so many people.
Yeah. So, Irfan, it is also said that in order to get the clarity of purpose, or clarity about anything, one should have some vision in your mind. You should also have certain values. Yeah, and you should also be having intent in yourself. Other than that, at times we also have this thing that's said by many people, that uh, your passion could be a purpose. So, how does passion fit into this process of finding clarity and finding purpose for in your life?
Okay. So I think what I've also seen quite often, see, passion or purpose, they have been used interchangeably in different
Hmm.
contexts, right? Now, of
Yeah.
course, your passion could be your purpose. Now, passion is something, what do I really love to do? And
Yeah.
if you love to do something, that could lead, or that could be your purpose as well. So, there are so many ideas and philosophies around passion and purpose. And clarity, of course, may not be many, but passion and purpose has been used interchangeably, right?
Hmm.
So it starts, of course, passion or purpose starts with something that I really love, right? What is it that I really, really would love to do? Time will disappear. I may not even be paid for it, but I'll still do it. Like if you talk about Mother Teresa, she loved serving people. She loved uplifting people, right? So what is it that you really, really love and you really like? Time disappears. That's the first place to start. When you talk about passion or purpose. Passion could be many. Passion could be, singing, dancing, this, that, reading. But then again, one of them or a combination of them could lead to your purpose. That, what, I want to do theater, but I want to do it in a way that, it serves X or Y or whatever. That's, I think purpose is much bigger than the passion part. I feel that in terms of, when you ask that. But again, these are terms are used interchangeably, and people may have various ideas around it. But this is how I look at it.
Yeah. Uh, Thank you, Irfan. One more thing which comes to my mind is that many people have this, what you call, they are confused between goals, vision, purpose, mission. Many people use all these terms interchangeably without knowing the difference. So, what sets aside purpose from goals, vision, or outcomes, and other terms which we often find people using them?
This is one of the big challenges that the personal development industry, I think, has. I think this is my view, because there are so many and again, everyone has a good intent. Everyone
Mm.
wants to help people, guide, and whatever. But don't get tied up in a study of all of these concepts and ideas. I
Mhm.
would say simply, I think three questions I would say you can apply.
Yeah.
One is who I really am, and the answer could be really big
Mhm.
or small, depending on how you look at it, and how if you are guided by a coach or not. If you're doing it self-study to answer this
Yeah.
question, who am I? Right?
Mm.
I'm so and so, and what do I want? What do I want today? What do I
Mm.
want in the next 3 months? What do I want with my life? It can apply to any aspect, right?
Yeah.
And why do I want it? The reason,
Mm.
right? Because
Yes.
I think the third question for me is really, really important, because I think the third question will help you to put a force behind what you want to achieve.
Yeah.
What do I mean by that is, I think emotion is a force that runs the world. This is
Mhm.
how I look at it. And again, from my experience, because I did what I did because I had this emotional force behind it of serving my mother and uplifting her
Mhm.
quality of life, providing her the best of what I can, and my family. So that has been the reason, the why for me behind me traveling, making more money, which is what was my want. Who am I? I had no idea who I was at that back then, right? I just associated myself with the identity that was given to me by my job. But then I realized when I came into this industry that your identity is much deeper than your rank, your just your qualification, right? So if you answer
Yeah.
these three questions, it's a great beginning. You start with that, see where you go. And I think it's very crucial to have someone as a mirror reflection who can say, look,
Yeah.
you're heading in the right direction or you're not heading in the right direction. What have you done today? Have you done it? You said you want to do it. Okay. So that kind of like a coach, mentor,
Mm.
or a great friend who can, honestly guide you and confront you if you're not doing
Mm.
what you say you want to do. So that's what I would say,
Yeah.
because otherwise there are terms, are so many terms,
Mhm.
goals, visions, dreams, yeah.
So, Irfan, you really made it very, very, very simple for all of us. Three things: who am I? What do I want to do? And why do I want to do? If I am able to find the answer for these three things, I would have found my purpose at least. And it'll be instead of getting too much into details or going into too many terms and getting confused or creating confusion in others also. And in the comment, I see Jyoti says that purpose is for the world and goal is for the personal self. Okay, yeah, help us
So,
understand this really.
so the three question that I gave you is basically for the three. I'll tell you why I gave you the three question.
Mm.
So the three question I gave you for anyone listening is for them to start if they have absolute no clarity, no idea where
Yeah.
they're heading. That's the basic three question, right? Further, to find out your purpose or leading towards, I think there is a lot of things that can be done. Much we can give and how many things we can give. There are some, if you're leading, if you want
Yeah.
a few of these questions. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
what do you love to do? As I said, right? Because
Mm-hmm.
it will give you a list of things that you really, really are passionate about, or you
Yeah.
really love. Time disappears, right? The second, you can ask,
Mm-hmm.
what is that one thing that you feel you do naturally, right? A combination
Yeah.
of what you love and what comes to you naturally,
Mm-hmm.
right? Could be something leading towards a purpose. And who do you do it for? Who are the people
Yeah.
who you want to do it for? Maybe it's children, maybe it's family, maybe I don't know, maybe it's some company, whatever the case may be, right? Who do you want to do it for? And what do they need? What would they need from you? What do they need
Yeah.
from you, right? And the last is, if they need X or Y, then how would their life change because of you giving them that? How would their life
Yeah.
change because of you giving them, right? So I keep looking at my vision, my purpose as well, and I keep fine tuning, crystallizing, so that I know where I'm heading,
Mm-hmm.
right? So the recently I realized that I'm really good at building people up. So my purpose
Yeah.
is I build people up so that they live to the best possible version, to create a
Mm.
happy and a fulfilled life for themselves and the people around them and society at large. This is what I'm aiming at for now. It
This
may evolve to
really
become better.
great. It's fun. Yeah.
Sorry? Sorry?
I said this is a very, 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 very great idea. I would say it simplifies things for everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you very much, Irfan. Thank you for joining me, and I'll want to apologize for the delay because of the
No
technical
problem at all. Happens.
issues. So it happens like yeah, Murphy's law came into play today, but
Yeah.
finally we managed to come live, and we were able to have this great conversation. And I'm sure our audience would also have got some kind of clarity as to how they can find their purpose and what else they can do to then not only find their purpose, also but also work toward converting that, taking that action to actually give reality to the purpose, make things happen for themselves and also for others. As you said, ki, who is my target audience? What do I want to do, or what do they want, and how will it change their life after that thing has been achieved? So these are also some very, very important things that we need to keep in mind. And I'm sure we would have all have got some clarity of purpose for each one of us. At least I did, and and it'll help us become better human beings and contribute to the overall good of the world. Because right now the world is in a turmoil. A lot of things are happening around us, and which need to be sorted out. Maybe with these things, we will be able to contribute our bit in making this world a peaceful place. And thank you very much, Irfan, and thank you each one of you who's there in the audience who stayed right till the end. And looking forward to see you again next Saturday, and we'll come out with something
Yeah.
different. In case you want us to talk about a specific thing, please do let us know, either Irfan or me, and we'll take on that thing.
Yeah.
And thank you
Then,
very much. Thank you,
yeah.
Irfan.
And I
Have a
just
great
want
day.
to I just want to
Yeah,
mention two things before we
yeah,
leave. I just want to mention two
yeah,
things while they got a degree of clarity. Two things to remember. One is finding your purpose or living your purpose. I think it's a pursuit and it's a journey,
mm,
right?
yeah,
So it's nothing is written in stone. As I said, you apply whatever you have learned and apply whatever you process. You have to start doing what you really think you should do right now and move forward. Second,
yeah,
the reason why I say it's a journey, because and one of the really one of the characteristics or quality that I really imbibe is of the water. If you look at water, it's so
Yeah.
powerful. It'll break mountains, it'll carve ways if you look at the river. But it'll also take shape in a way, wherever the structure is, it'll find a way. So, you have to keep moving forward, have adaptability, have flexibility, but the strength as well, and keep going. And, I'm sure there are some great things you can do if you have this long-term vision. So thank you so much, Colonel, for inviting, and I
Thank you,
hope
Iirfann.
everyone.
Yes, absolutely. If we are like water, if we are able to adapt to the changing circumstances, have the mental flexibility and the strength, we can really work wonders. Thank you very much, Iirfann. Thank you, and we'll see you again soon.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye bye. And thank
Bye-bye.
you, our audience. Thank you for being there with us.